also has one more part, and that part is called a predicate. The subject and the predicate. Now, there is a subject in the sentence, and this subject has some work to do. It has to do some action. If the subject is not doing the action, there is no sentence. So, the second part of the sentence is called the predicate. And this predicate will tell you what the subject is doing. So, now how do we understand what is a predicate in a sentence? Let's look into the sentences that were given. Radha is going to the market. Now we have already understood that Radha is your subject. So what is Radha doing? She is doing the action of going to the market. So is going to the market, everything after the noun is written becomes your predicate. Our school begins from July. Our school is your subject, is told to you. Everything after the noun, that is after the subject school, whatever is left out begins from July becomes your predicate. My son will go to the supermarket in the evening. So my son is your subject, and everything after that, that is will go to the supermarket in the evening, becomes your predicate. In the distant land there lived a handsome prince. In the distant land, land is your subject, and all that is your subject. Rest, everything becomes your predicate. Here comes the train. You are watching that the train is coming. So here comes cannot become your subject, because here is not a noun, come is also not a noun. The train is your noun. So the train is in the later part of the sentence. It is the subject, and here comes becomes your predicate. Thank you. You over here, thank you. You over here is your subject, which is not written but it is understood. So at times there are sentences wherein the word you has to be taken as to be understood and not to be mentioned. Like in certain words where you are writing A but then you are pronouncing O, or there are silent letters where the letters are written but they are not pronounced, but then they are understood. In the same way, the word you is not written but it is understood as a subject. So this is how you will understand the subject and the predicate. I hope it is very clear to you that what a subject is and what a predicate is. Now let's look at some of the examples, that is the worksheet that you are supposed to be doing. Now children, when you are doing the worksheet, the most important thing is you have to read the question correctly. There are two questions. One is the main question and then there is the sub question. So when you are reading the question, read it clearly. Read it one time, read it two times, read it three times. If you do not understand, stop at certain point and think. Ask yourself, did I understand what the question is telling me? No, I will read it again. Then I go to the second part of the question. Again I read it, I think it, I relate it to the first part of the question. Then I go to the third part of the question. And likewise, I reread the question one more time before I attempt the sub-question. So that I am sure what I have read, I am able to comprehend correctly and I am able to write down the answers correctly. So your main question is very, very important. Read the following sentences carefully. It is mentioned over there. Then what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to underline the subject. You will only underline the subject. Means you have to underline, if there is only the subject, only Radha is written, then you will only underline Radha. But if some extra supporting words are given, then those are also to be underlined along with Radha. So when you are doing the exercises, kindly go through the examples that are given to you and accordingly you should be doing the exercise. Now underline the subject is written. So in the question you are only supposed to underline the subject. Then what will you do? You will only write down the predicate in the line given below. It is telling you that you will only write down the predicate. You are not writing down the subject. Because subject you have to underline, predicate you have to write. So you will reread the question correctly and then answer it accordingly. Suppose if you do not understand a question and you still want to write it down, see that you write it down with a pencil, so that when you come back to the same question later on, you can erase and rewrite the correct answer. Or if you had already written it correct, then fine, you can pen it down. So when you have any confusion, see that you write it down with a pencil or leave the question blank. You can ask it to me. I will re-reply it to you. Now it says Lucy went to the market this morning. I have underlined the word Lucy because my question said underline the noun. So I underlined Lucy. Lucy is only the word that is to be underlined. It is not having any helping partners. Went to the market this morning becomes my predicate. So I have written down went to the market in the morning. I put a small dash and then I have written predicate so that everything is clear to me. In the same way, you will go through all the sentences and you will underline them and write it down. Let's take the first one. The early bird catches the prey. Over here, the early bird. There are three words that you are supposed to underline. That is the early bird you will underline, and catches the prey becomes your predicate. Islamabad is the capital of Pakistan. Islamabad is the only word that is to be underlined because it is the only noun without helping words. So Islamabad becomes your subject and rest becomes your predicate. I hope you have understood. It is a simple exercise and it is clear to you. If anything is missed out, please read the points to remember. You will understand everything correctly. Thank you for now.